If you like the idea of dividend stocks but hate the idea of waiting forever to get paid those dividends, then this series is for you.
All you have to do is share it with everybody.
Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your very first time here. My name is Troy, and in this series, I spend hours doing research to find the hidden gems of the dividend world so you don't have to. For example, this week, there were 149 stocks that had an ex-dividend date between September 1st and September 5th of 2025. 69 of those stocks showed that they can not only pay, but also grow their dividend for at least 5 consecutive years. And 24 of those stocks were able to make the risk of investing into individual stocks worth it by also outperforming the S&P 500 over a long period of time. I then took those 24 stocks and picked my 5 favorites to share with you guys today. Now, it is very important that you guys watch this video the day it comes out before the market closes, because every single stock from today's video is going to have an ex-dividend date of this coming week, which simply put is the date you must own the stock before in order to get the next dividend from that company. With that being said, and before we get to the list, go ahead and do me a favor, tap on that like button, as that tells YouTube I'm doing good work over here. But now let's begin this week's list with number 5, which is Group 1 Automotive, stock ticker GPI. Including today's video, this is the very first time I'm ever talking about this stock right here on my channel, so let's go ahead and learn some more about this company. GPI is a quarterly payer in the consumer discretionary sector, paying $2 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 0.43%. GPI has been paying and growing its dividend for the past 5 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 10.97%, a 5-year dividend growth rate sitting at 17.4%, and a payout ratio that is super sustainable and very low at 2.33%. Now, at the time of recording, Group 1 Automotive was trading 9.13% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of September 2nd with a payout date of September 16th. And looking at this chart over the past 10 years, GPI would have turned a single lump sum $10,000 investment into $60,669.40, which outperforms the S&P 500 by $20,236.52 in the same time frame. Next up on this week's list, coming in at number 4, is Old Dominion Freight Line, stock ticker ODFL. Including today's video, I've now talked about this stock in this series 11 times, including 11 selections in a row. And if you go back to the very first time I spoke about it, which was way back in episode 37, or February 24th of 2023, ODFL has had a really rough time since I started talking about it. And if anyone jumped on the boat during that first mention, if it helps you feel any better, I own this one in the ACI portfolio I track here on the channel, and I'm in the red too. That being said, I still like the numbers on this one for the longer term, so let's look at those here. ODFL is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $1.12 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 0.7%. ODFL has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 9 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 29.27%, a 5-year dividend growth rate sitting at 32.45%, and a payout ratio of just over 20%. Now, at the time of recording, and this does not help the short-term performance we just talked about, Old Dominion Freight Line was trading 35.8% off of their 52-week high. Well, that sucks for the current shareholders. If you want to get in on this one, here's your opportunity. It has an ex-dividend date of September 3rd with a payout date of September 17th. And checking out their long-term chart, including that more than 35% drop, they still outperformed the S&P 500. ODFL would have turned a $10,000 investment into $75,087.83, which outperformed the S&P by $34,654.95. Next up on this week's list, first one on the podium earning the bronze medal, is Mueller Industries, stock ticker MLI. With mention in today's video, this is the very first time I've ever spoken about this stock in this series, so let's learn some more about this stock. MLI is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $1 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.06%. MLI has been paying and growing its dividend for the last 5 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 33.3%, a 5-year dividend growth rate sitting at 35.1%, and a payout ratio of just 14.25%. Now, at the time of recording, Mueller Industries was trading 6.36% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of September 5th with a payout date of September 19th. And looking at this chart, you can see that MLI has a total return of more than 650% and an average annual return over 22%, which outperforms the S&P 500 in terms of dollars by $35,271.20. Before we continue and get to the rest of the list, I want you guys to keep remembering to use that comment section down below, as that's free and the best way you guys can help me continue to grow my channel. You guys can use it to let me know your thoughts on this week's list, any stocks you liked, any stocks that you thought sucked, or let me know if you own any stocks from this week's list and how they're doing for you. But now, let's get to number 2. Next up on this week's list, and coming in at number 2, is Arthur J. Gallagher, stock ticker AJG. Including today's video, this is now the 3rd time I've spoken about this stock in this series, including 3 selections in a row. And if you go back to the first time I spoke about it, which was in episode 142, or February 28th of 2025, AJG has lost a little money since my first mention earlier this year, but don't let the short-term numbers on this one take away from this high-quality stock. AJG is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $2.60 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 0.86%. AJG has been paying and growing its dividend for the past 15 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting just above 8%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 7.28%, and a payout ratio at 19.25%. Now, at the time of recording, Arthur J. Gallagher was trading 13.05% off of its 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of September 5th with a payout date of September 19th. And looking at their chart over the past 10 years, AJG has an average annual total return of 23.79% versus just under 15% from the S&P 500. Now, in terms of dollars, that means AJG has outperformed the S&P 500 by $44,116.33. And here it is. You made it to the number 1 stock on this week's list, the stock you guys must absolutely know about going in the next week, and that's Houlihan Lokey, stock ticker HLI. Including today's video, I've now spoken about this stock 6 times in this series, including 5 selections in a row. And if you go way back to the first time I spoke about this one, which was in episode 11 or August 26th of 2022, HLI has averaged nearly 38% per year since I first tried to tell you all about this one. So let me show you the numbers that lead to that kind of performance. HLI is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $2.40 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.21%. HLI has been paying and growing its dividend for the last 10 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate sitting at 8.28%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 13.26%, and a payout ratio sitting at 27.39%. Now, at the time of recording, Houlihan Lokey was trading 3.4% off of its 52-week high. It has an ex-dividend date of September 2nd with a payout date of September 15th. And looking at their chart over the past 10 years, you're seeing this right. HLI has a total return of more than 1,000%, which equates to an average annual total return of more than 27, nearly 28% over the past 10 years, which leads to an outperformance in terms of dollars, in terms of money, of $75,055.98. With that being said, you guys made it to the end of the video, but before you click off, there are 3 dates that you guys must remember. This video comes out on August 29th of 2025. The earliest ex-dividend date from today's video is September 2nd of 2025, meaning your decision is going to be due by September 1st if any of the stocks from this week's list caught your eye and you don't want to miss the next dividend. With that being said, you 1000% missed every ex-dividend date from last week's list, but if you're still in the market for 5 super high quality dividend stocks, you can check that video out right here. But until next time, see ya.